Do you ever think about how many things you do in a day? 24 hours in a day, 160 hours in a week. And how you spend them or invest them, it determines entirely how everything else in your life is going to go. I'm Dom Jackson, Day by Day Media, and this is my daily vlog where I talk about the process of me growing my agency, Day by Day Media. And today I was thinking about looking at some of the things that I do a lot of my time pretty often on Toggle, and just seeing what things I could do better and improve with to hit my goal. And today I was doing some DMs on Facebook, so going into Facebook groups and finding people to cold DM and message, and going through the process like I was talking about yesterday of what goes into the DM, you know, how the introduction is, how much research I put before I put the first message, what the hook is, what the copy is in between, you know, how I lead to the offer, so that each steps of what it takes to get someone from being a random person on the internet I found in a Facebook group to engaged lead to be a potential customer for me in my business. And really set the time to look at that whole process today of, like, you know, find the group first, find the person, time spent to find that initial message to send them. Because when I would just send spamming messages over and over again, the same thing, I got a good amount of responses, but I've gotten better responses with the individual personalized message. So it's like, all right, what things I look for? You know, do they have a podcast? Are they putting out content already? Can I put out something witty from the post they just put out? Can I use the name of their podcast or their show in a witty way to get their attention? So there's a few things, there's a lot of ways to do it, but you gotta invest a little more time up front to get that initial rapport. Now, in the beginning, every single person that I get may not answer, so I might be wasting a lot of time up front. At the same time, the ability to personalize a message and do the research to get the attention of someone else to click on what I want them to is essentially what I'm doing for everything that I do in my business. So the time invested in looking on a Facebook group, looking at someone's profile on Facebook, looking through their content, looking what they talk about to find the right message to get to them is something I can use universally no matter what, whether it's for finding cold clients on DMs, or talking to someone who's a big wig in the industry, or building my community or my audience itself. You know, that first initial hook, that first 10 seconds, that first 30 seconds of how you start your video, email, message, phone call, date, is so important to make sure that you are leading people during the right funnel to show that, hey, I put the time up front for you to know this is important. And it's really hard of a skill set to develop, because if you think about all the biggest songs, movies, advertisements, they have to get you in to stay the rest of the way. And really working on that skill is like very important. So I'm glad I'm doing it. I just, once again, didn't realize how much work and effort it takes to get that front loading that skill in to build everything else. Now, today I spent most of my time doing cold DMs. I also do my reviews on Friday, so I review my whole week on Friday, like what am I doing well, what am I not doing well, you know, what can I do to evolve this time. So that was good to go through, you know, seeing what things are doing cash flow wise, how to improve for the next week. And to give you some insights, some of the things, I realized that my list, it like gets too long and I get too clustered. So I'm like, all right, what's one thing I can do, one thing I can track? So now I'm focusing on mostly doing YouTube shorts for my content, just to like really double down, hey, I'm gonna look on groups, Facebook groups and YouTube channels to find questions that people have on the podcast space, then solve one of those questions, those problems, make a video on that, and put that video out. So I talked about it yesterday, but now it's about to execute it, just making sure each thing is done. So like, cool, one content format to get good at and do it consistently. Every single day, having it coming out every single day, every single time. And, okay, cool. Now one medium of communication, Facebook group, DM, personalized message, come in, one offer. One, and keep being good at that one as much as I can. To go back again to going into investing time and seeing what things are doing wrong, all the other previous groups that I had and things I've been doing outreach-wise for the whole past couple months, I have a list of several people I've gotten from Facebook groups, from DMs, from messages, of cold and warm people, and I sent them emails with my YouTube guidebook, and in that book had another email that said that in that email copy, the guides would have you come and book a call with me or take on a free video editing offer that I had, but no one took up on the offer. and I sent over 100 of that email. So it's like, all right, investing more time into that next bottleneck. Okay, why are people getting the guide, but they're not coming to talk to me next? So either one, the guide sucks and it's not good enough, or two, the copy in the email is not enough to persuade them, or three, I'm not doing enough reps each time. And once again, going into investing more time into the things that are not working, and my chain of flow of how I get the people to becoming a client, I gotta find them first, find where they are. Facebook group is my first thing, because I can find people with a set community that aligns with what I'm looking for. Two, entering that community, entering that group. So between messaging people inside the group or putting up content inside the group, being made known, combination of those things to get to that next step. Okay, find people, contact people, connect with them, then to DM them, to message them, to find the correct way to talk to them inside the initial conversation, so that they can learn what I have to give them, then give them the offer. They get the offer, they get the email, so now I have at least a way to contact them on my own terms, and then get that second contact into converting that into a consultation or something, so they can come book a call with me so I can solve their next set of problems. And that whole set of shit is what I've been doing, but then now I can at least verbalize it and contextualize each part of it. But it took I was doing it, but I had to go in deeper inside of what I was doing, kind of zoom in a little bit more to get to that next level of this is what I need to be doing, and how do I fix this next step in this process. With that, I had a whole other set of ideas that hey, even if this doesn't really work for me the way it needs to for my initial offer, I now have a new strategy for other offers going forward. And if someone said, hey, how do I make money off Facebook groups? I at least now have a system in place I can use for that I can sell instead. These are all things that I'm thinking about now, more being in this entrepreneurial space. What things am I doing to solve my old problems? And can I solve someone else's problems with my solution? Or can I solve someone else's problem with the solution I'm giving myself? So it's like a two-edged sword that you can kind of pivot with. You're always doing something, and you're always trying to get better at something, and you gotta get as fuck at it. So you can properly charge and communicate for it and bring value to people in the marketplace. It's just what formats are doing that now these days is super awesome, super cool. On a side note, I also had a really great insight for myself that a lot of people might feel too. There's a lot of things you'll feel very comfortable with doing. I do this every day. Every day we have these videos together. But yesterday when I was inside the airport, I was kind of weird, I felt different doing it. I was oh shoot, people are gonna judge me, people are gonna see me. I do this every fucking day. But I felt weird because it was in a public place that was more public than I was used to doing it normally. I was wow, this is a shift. Something I do all the time, literally daily, but I felt different doing it there. So, there's levels to even what you feel comfortable doing and being versions of yourself in certain places. So, it's cool to have the things you're very good at that you keep doing consistently, and see oh, this one feels a little weird today because of this. And seeing what factors are areas where you can improve your skill set, or your competence of confidence. Your competence of confidence in other areas where they are. So, keep on finding your areas of confidence, and take it one step at a time and get there day by day.